Microsoft PowerPoint, MyITLab, Chapter 4, PowerPoint. In this chapter, we're going to be working a lot with advanced graphics, doing multimedia, adding in pictures, editing the pictures, cropping them, changing the colors of them, removing the backgrounds. We're going to be bringing in video clips, dealing with sounds, having the sounds and videos play automatically or in different order. So there's a lot of fancy things that will take your PowerPoint from being simple slideshow action into something that's more of a multimedia experience. So in this first one of 4 hands-on lessons, we're going to be dealing primarily with the pictures alone. So we're going to start off by going to slide number 1, and we're going to insert a picture into this one. So you're going to go up to Insert, just like we did in Word and all the other programs, Picture, and here's our picture we're going to use. Now here's a new feature that you're not going to find in the earlier versions of PowerPoint, and that's removing the background. Now in the earlier versions we had a way of removing the background if the color was consistent. So if I had a picture on a black background, I could say turn the black background transparent, and that feature's still here, but then there's a new one. So we're going to use that one. Go to, click on the picture, and we're going to see over here remove background. This is a new tool. Now how this one works is you drag out the pieces so that what you want to keep is inside the box and what you want to exclude is outside, and it does some guessing already of what it should remove. If it's not right, you can go through and mark pieces that you want to keep or remove, and when it's perfect you hit Keep Changes. Now because this isn't the real version of PowerPoint but a simulation, we have to actually go through here and do it in the exact order it asks, and that starts off with dragging it from these middle pieces in the order. We're going to go counterclockwise around it, all the way to the edges of the purple. So grab it from here, drag it up to the top, grab from here, drag to the left, the bottom to the bottom, and the right to the right. Now, to be honest, when you do this on your own, it's never going to be this perfect. They've done a little bit of work for us. So you would then use these areas keep and remove to get the pieces you want in and out. Now we're going to hit Keep Changes. There. Now for the second one, we're going to work with some of the artistic filters they have in PowerPoint. Now, you used to actually have to go into something like maybe Photoshop to do these types of effects, but now PowerPoint has some filters put into it, so you don't have to just take the straight picture that you took from your webcam or your phone or whatever. You want to put something in here a little bit better, so we can go through and change it up a bit. So I'm going to click on this picture, and we're going to go into Format up on the Picture toolbar. Now remember, you're not going to see this toolbar until you've actually clicked on the picture. And over here are Artistic Effects. And these are all the different types of things. Now if this is the real version of PowerPoint, I could hover over the top of these different effects and my main picture would change, allowing me to see what, like a preview. But it doesn't work that way here. So we're going to get the second column, 4th row down, this one right here. Texturize. There, and give it a different type of look. Now we're going to put some different effects on here as well. We want to do like a drop shadow, or maybe you want to put a frame around it and so forth. We did some of this work in Word before, so hopefully this is somewhat familiar. We're going to hit this drop down here, and you're going to use the center shadow rectangle, which is right about there. It is, center shadow rectangle. It makes it look like it's raised a little bit. Now we can also do photo corrections. Here we have one dark image and one overexposed image. So we're going to actually lighten up, actually I think we're going to darken up the lighter image, bring it down a little bit, change the contrast and the brightness of this one. So on this one, we're going to pick the picture on the left, then up here under Format, Corrections, and they want to have minus 20% contrast, plus 20% correction, which is second column, 4th row, right there. There. Okay, so let's go take a look at slide 3 now. Slide 3, they want to change the temperature of this one. That just changes the color tone, like the exposure level of the picture. So I'm going to click on the picture again, and we're going to go up to Color, and it's the 4700, and they say that is the first option under Color Tone, right there. Hey, they misspelled temperature. Now cropping is a nice feature too. Cropping allows you to take out some of the background of the picture so you can focus on what the actual message of the picture is. Or maybe you have some parts of it you don't want to have in there anymore, old boyfriend or something you want to cut out of the picture. Cropping's the way to do it. So we're going to click on this picture and we're going to come up to crop on the format bar. Crop. Now in this case what they want us to do is we're going to bring this in. Another nice thing about cropping is maybe I wanted to focus just on the kid. We're not going to this time though. Is you could drag it down and so it has it on the child. Crop the picture and then stretch the picture back out so it's a larger picture focused just on the person you're interested in. But we're going to grab this edge right here and just drag it in until it gets it right at the 4 1/4, right there. Now we have to turn the crop tool off. Now a funny thing about cropping is when you crop a picture in PowerPoint, Word, any of the other Microsoft programs, unless you do this next step, it is not gone what you've cut off. It's just sort of hidden. So it's actually sort of a fun thing is if someone sends you something with cropped pictures, you can actually uncrop them a lot of the time. Now the real reason for this next step isn't to uncrop the pictures, but is to compress them so the file as a whole is smaller. This will be an effect you'll see sometimes if someone will build a PowerPoint, it's very picture heavy, and the thing is so large that it barely runs and there's no way possible to send this to anybody. So compressing that will actually reduce the quality of the pictures down from print quality down to something that looks fine on a screen. Now most of your computer screens don't really require print quality. We're not talking these high-def screen stuff. This is just something that does 72 dots per inch and it looks perfect, but it doesn't need the millions of dots that were in there for the high-quality printing jobs. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up and click on the format. So compress all the pictures in this presentation. So format, and it's this little icon right here. Now this tool has actually been around in the earlier versions. Now what we're going to look here is we also have apply only to this picture, but actually this one asks us to do the entire photo album, so uncheck that. And then it's saying what level, pixels per inch is what it's saying here. If you're going to look at it on the screen, then let's reduce it to screen level. If you're going to email it to somebody, then even smaller. Or if you still want them to print and it still looks pretty good, not as good as it does, high quality pictures, but decent printing job, then choose this top one. In this case, we're choosing screen. Okay. Now in this next one, we'd like to put a different background in here. Now the theme we're using has this paper background and this little blue area and stuff, and maybe that's not the image we want for this one. But we want to have a different picture in the background. Now you could use insert picture, drop it into behind there using the different layering and stuff, but here's a cleaner way to handle that as well. So we're going to click on Design and go over to Background Styles. Now we did this in an earlier chapter and we chose a different shading, but this time let's go down to Format Background. Okay, first we're going to hide the one we have right now, so hide the background graphic. Then we're going to pick a new one. File. Let's put that picture in there again. Insert. And it doesn't say do all of them, so we're just going to close it. There. Now in this piece here, we're actually going to go out on the web, well, a fake web, but we're going to go out on the internet, take a picture from there, copy it, bring it back, and paste it onto here. Now if there's a hyperlink, if you want to open it, you actually have to right-click on it and choose Open Hyperlink. And the one they'd like us to grab is, let's see, second row, second column. This one. That is a really odd picture for a photo album and a wedding. Okay, and let's just right-click on that picture. Choose Copy. Okay, so that's been copied to the clipboard, so we can close it. Close that browser. And let's just right-click somewhere out here in the white space. And we're going to paste it, but choose the right one. We want to choose Paste as Picture. There. Okay, so that brings us to the ends of Hands-On 1. There's 3 more hands-on in this chapter. We'll be moving more into multimedia and the pictures and the sound ones. See you there.